Holistic Vitality Energy Healing. www.holistic-vitality.com.
I'm Dominique. This is my first Reiki experience, and quite honestly, what a wild ride. I didn't know what to expect.
Even though you had several family members.
Several family members have come here, and we've talked about it, but to experience it was totally different.
Yeah.
It was quite the experience.
And what do you remember?
My dad came through to me, reassuring me that I'm doing the right thing.
Come here. And then you said your other family members were there too?
There were some other family members there. They didn't say anything.
But you felt their presence?
Felt them. My dad just kept telling me that he was proud of me.
Did you not get that when you were a kid?
No.
And you needed to hear it, didn't you? I had a
Pretty
feeling.
wild. We were on a beach, and we were in the water. Like, I felt soaking wet. I felt like I was underwater.
Yeah.
And then we came out of the beach, and it was so hot, I felt like I was just drenched in sweat, and I couldn't cool off at all. It was really, really wild.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about any of the other chakras that stood out to you?
I had to get rid of some anger.
That was the one that stood out to you the most?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was like out of my body, but I was
Able to?
pulling my body. I was restless. I was really restless.
So it's like relaxing, but a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, but it was needed.
Yeah.
It was needed.
So what do you think you got rid of today?
I got rid of a lot of animosity, a lot of anger, a lot of hurt from my ex-wife.
Yeah. And you felt you finally made peace with that today?
I think so.
Yeah.
So far, yeah.
So how are you feeling now then?
I feel good. I feel
Besides
happy.
emotional, yeah?
Yeah, I feel happy.
Yeah?
I don't cry. This is crazy. I don't cry often.
That's okay. It's pretty normal in my office. From both guys and girls.
It's pretty wild.
So, what about... So you remembered the forgiveness exercise then?
Yes.
And that was with the wife?
That was the ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
And myself. I had to forgive myself.
Do you felt like that helped?
I do. I grew up believing you have to forgive others before you forgive yourself. And going through this, I had to forgive myself.
As well?
Equally.
Mm-hmm. What about the inner child?
That was wild.
Yeah, that one you're pretty reactionary to. So that's why I was curious.
Yeah, I didn't recognize the child at first.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't see his face. It was like in the corner, like just covered up in a ball. And I remember as a child when I would be so angry or so hurt, I would do that, in the corner of my bed.
Because you felt like you weren't allowed to cry? Were you told...
Just angry. Boys, you didn't cry as a male.
Yeah, that's what most guys are raised with, and then they keep everything in and they suffer.
Why are you crying?
Yeah, boys don't cry.
If you're going to cry, I'm going to give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
I grew up with that.
But that's not fair because humans have emotions.
Right.
And that's unfortunately what I see a lot of with my male clientele, especially because they were raised with that mentality, and it's basically denying you the right to feel what you're feeling. And so most men are actually out of touch with what they're actually feeling, is what I'm finding with my clients. And so you're just another example of that, and it shows you do have feelings. You know, you're tearing up now, and it's okay. You know, more people need to know that it's okay. More men need to know it's okay to have emotions, to show them. You know, for one, women like to see that a little bit more so they can connect with you, you know. Secondly, you need to know so you can release it, so you don't hold it all in and then it turns into ugly emotions, right, like anger or hate or resentment.
And that's basically it. That's all it is. Just it's bottled up.
And over how long?
And I can't control it right now. I'm like, I can't stop.
I know. I'll have to get you a tissue. It's in the other room. So, but overall, you feel...
I feel like weight's been lifted off of my shoulders, and like I feel better.
In the chest area too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty intense.
Yeah. But which one was the most intense for you?
The most intense probably was the inner child and the forgiveness.
Forgiveness?
Mm-hmm.
And then talking to your dad?
And talking to my dad was more emotional, like, but...
Closure?
There was closure.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought I had closure with his death.
But perhaps maybe he felt you needed to hear it because maybe he felt guilty.
Maybe.
You know, if he never got to tell you what you should have heard. You know, sometimes we don't always know the damage we do in other people's lives.
Yeah.
You know, because we're in our own body, and so we see things from our perspective, and we're not always self-aware of how we hurt others. And so I think maybe that's what may have come through with your father. Maybe if he especially if he didn't if he wasn't expressing those kinds of things when you needed it as a child.
When you talked about the shackles, I felt
the heaviness.
So tied down. I had to, like, I was trying to struggle to get away, and then I wake up and my arms were out of the blankets.
Yeah.
That was pretty wild. That was just really, really wild for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember doing
moving. Oh, like moving your arms and stuff?
I remember struggling. Like, I could see myself struggling.
Yeah.
But I didn't
physically
go anywhere. I wasn't going anywhere. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, I'm glad.
It was cool.
I'm glad you got to experience it finally after all your other family members did.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Cool.
I liked it.
Good. Well, I'm glad you feel better.
I do.
Good.
I do so far.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
You.
No, thank you.